Welcome to the CUNY School of Labor and Urban Studies, SLU. I am Dr. Rochelle Pinder, Director of Student and Community Affairs. It's my pleasure to welcome you this evening to CUNY SLU, a place where we're dedicated not just to learning, but to transforming society through social justice and public service. Give yourself a virtual thumbs up if you're excited to be joining the CUNY SLU community.
I am.
Awesome.
We're
so glad to have you here. Before we get started, there are a few housekeeping items that we need to make sure that we cover tonight so that you can have a great experience. Questions deepen our collective experience. Please place any questions you may have in the chat. Our staff will respond, or they'll direct you to someone who will be able to answer your question. There are other important information we're going to be posting in the chat throughout the night, so please keep an eye on the chat for those information. We ask that you remain on mute. You will have an opportunity to unmute yourselves during Q&A and during the breakout sessions. If you haven't already, please take the time now to change your virtual name tags to include your program code before your name. The program codes will be placed in the chat now for you to refer to. We are also going to be recording this orientation tonight. You can view the recording and resources on Brightspace under the 2024-2025 SLU Orientation Resources. You don't have to remember this now. Look out for an email after this orientation with more details. We welcome your feedback on the orientation, and you will have an opportunity at the end of tonight to give us your feedback. Please take some time to complete the brief survey. Lastly, we will have a registration and Q&A session with the registrar, financial aid, student accounts, and our IT service desk professionals directly after the orientation. If you haven't registered or if you have questions after this orientation, please stay on the Zoom at the end. Now that we've gotten the housekeeping items out of the way, let's get started. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter. You're joining a community that is not only about education, but about making a difference and meaningful impact on the world around us. All of you here tonight come with your own stories, experiences, and passions. Some of you may be balancing work. We heard someone is at work on their lunch break. Some of you are balancing family and other life responsibilities. Others might be looking to change careers, deepen your knowledge, or fulfill a lifelong dream. Whatever your path, know that you're not alone in this journey. You're in a community that believes deeply in the power of solidarity and collective care. The theme for this year's orientation is Solidarity Through Collective Care, Building Community for Change. What does this mean? This means that we're here for one another, lifting each other up, and building a community where everyone has the support they need to succeed and to create the change we wish to see in the world. In this community, your voice matters. As you begin this new journey, we encourage you to embrace the theme of solidarity and collective care. Build connections with your peers, instructors, and the staff you will meet here tonight. Participate in activities outside of the classroom if you can. And don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. Remember, CUNY SLU is more than just a place for learning. It's a community that is here for you, that believes in you, and that is committed to ensuring you reach your academic and professional goals. Thank you for choosing to be a part of our community. We're so excited to see the impact that you'll make at SLU and beyond. Now, let's break the ice a bit and get to know each other. I'll turn it over to my colleagues, Michael, Anna, and Cody, who will lead the activity.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Michael Gilbert. I'm the academic program specialist here at the CUNY School for Labor and Urban Studies. I'm here along with my colleagues this evening. Cody Kalina, our supplemental instruction specialist and adjunct lecturer for our pre-college programs, and Anna Zach, who is head of internships and experiential learning. As Dr. Pender just shared, our theme for orientation, and we hope that you are as excited as we are, is that it's solidarity through collective care, building community for change. We're going to ask you some questions that align with the orientation theme, and that you're going to reply through polling, which you just saw a moment ago. We may randomly ask some of you some questions, the reason for your reply. It's about 4 or 5 questions. We know there's quite a few folks that's on this call. So if we randomly choose you, it's not that we're trying to put you in the line of fire, to use the phrase. We just want to pick your brain, see where you at, see where your enthusiasm is, and hope that you are in line with our theme here this evening. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to the next slide. The aim of this exercise is to intensely build community through meaningful discussion, to demonstrate the importance of a collaborative approach towards student success, to encourage you all to be a resource for each other at the end of the day, and to understand how essential support and guidance is to your development as well. With that said, our poll question, our first question rather, is number 1, that you understand the purpose of the higher education experience. Do we have the poll? Do we have the poll for everyone to reply?
Yes.
Yeah.
The poll should be up.
Yeah, the poll's up.
Understood.
Everyone's answered it too, the first question.
Awesome. Yes, it is an opinion poll. Thank you, Jason. We want to know that everybody understands the purpose of their higher education experience, and it appears as though everybody does as it pertains to the theme of our orientation. So with that said, we will go to the next slide. That you believe that you are academically prepared for higher education. When you consider our theme, do you believe that you are academically prepared for higher education? We ask this question because obviously you being here this evening says to us that you're ready. Some of you may be nervous, but at the same time, you see that you have a village here to support you. So hopefully many of you feel that way. And for those that don't, those that do will pull you up and lift as they climb as well. Do you believe you are academically prepared for higher education? Does anybody who answered the poll, does anybody want to volunteer and share why they believe they're academically prepared?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
So I guess the question is for any of your new students, right?
Yes, for the new students.
Okay, so for me, I believe that I am academically prepared because, first of all, I have been able to acquire my first degree. So that puts me at the next level. And that level is to get a higher education. Secondly, I've gotten a wealth of experience because I graduated over a long time ago. That is 1. 2, I'm already employed. I'm working with the city. I've gained enough experience in terms of employment. So combining these three factors, I think I'm academically prepared for this higher education.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing and being brave enough to share. We know that you don't know everybody, and the virtual environment can be somewhat of an intimidating one. So what I'm gathering from you is that your life experience and the fact that you're committed to being the best that you aspire to be helps prepare you for a higher education. I saw somebody else post their GPA. Their GPA deems them ready for this next level of for the next level of their experience. And again, just keep in mind for someone who didn't answer, for someone who may be still trying to figure it out, I'm sure you'll come across them in the classroom and you'll have an understanding as to why our theme is what it is in line with this question. The question before you is, do you feel that campus events are superficial and do not meaningfully contribute to your educational journey? Do you feel that campus events are superficial and do not meaningfully contribute to your educational journey? What do we mean by that? So you're going to be introduced to a number of events before class or after class, or maybe during class. And we have an understanding that your scholarship also takes place outside of the classroom for many of you, even at work, all right, even at your jobs. So hopefully you feel that participating in a campus event allows you to move forward in your journey. So let's see what everybody says. All right, did everybody have an opportunity to answer? Someone just stated they're not getting the poll. The poll didn't come up for some. So for those that didn't get the poll until we straighten that out, feel free to, if you're able to, place in the chat. Place in the chat your answer. Do you feel, yeah, you could put yes or no, whether or not campus events are superficial and do not meaningfully contribute to your educational journey. Do you feel that way? Do you not feel that way? All right, I'm getting some answers here. Some say no, some say yes. Totally understood. Some feel like we're getting a lot of the same answer. You feel like that it makes a difference. Again, keep in mind through your journey, no matter what your station is in life, that campus events have the potential to meaningfully contribute to your journey. It could be that one conversation that can add on to assignment, that can add on to what you may be responsible for at your job, so forth and so on. So you never know. So feel free to stick your toe into an event or two and see how much it will impact your journey. I'm going to go to the next question. Do you feel like you don't need to know how to learn? Do you feel like you don't need to know how to learn? Because AI or Google has all the answers. Do you feel like you don't need to know how to learn because, in part because, shall I say, AI or Google has all the answers? For those of you that are not familiar with AI, I'm sorry, I'm loving these answers. And from what I'm getting, everybody has a sense of what AI is. Awesome. Okay, you disagree with the statement? Understood, understood, understood. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Looks like everybody's on the same page regarding their answers. We just talked about the basis of scholarship a moment ago, right? You know, it's a forever process. It's what you learn inside and outside of the classroom. So whether you decide to use AI as part of your research responsibly, all right, there will be a point in which you're going to be questioned, for lack of a better term, regarding what it is you know and why. Are you prepared to stand before your instructor, your classmates, your family, yourself, right? To have a firm understanding about, you know, the importance of learning, so forth and so on, especially when you keep in mind our theme of solidarity, community, and change, all at the same time. Our last slide. Do you believe keeping all that we just talked about? Oh, robots definitely don't understand solidarity. Thank you, Olivia. Our last slide. Does education enable community building? Do you feel, yes or no, for those who are answering in the chat, do you feel that education enables community building? I got a feeling I know what the answer would be based on the answers that we have so far, but let's see. Yes, yes, absolutely, yes, yes, awesome, yes. Critical role, yes, 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 awesome. Your education enables you to build community and then some. As far as I'm concerned, I hope you would agree, your education, whether it's inside or outside of the classroom, will enable you to have a conversation with your peers, with your instructor, to the person in your neighborhood still looking to discover and find themselves. So I'm glad everybody's on the same page regarding that. I hope that you found the questions in line with our theme applicable to, you know, to what your experience will be and what you want to obtain from us. We thank you and we wish you the best of luck on your studies this semester.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Michael, Cody, and Anna, and thank you all for participating and sharing your opinions. You've aced your first quiz at SLU. We're going to cover many resources that are going to be essential to your academic life at CUNY SLU. From the registrar, financial aid, student accounts, bursar, IT service desk, Blackboard, Brightspace, learning systems to academic advisement. To kick these presentations off, we're going to move into breakout rooms for presentations by financial aid and student accounts, registrar, and the IT service desk. There will be 3 different presentations. Please remain in the breakout room that you're placed in until the 3 presentations are completed. There will be a staff member in the room to assist you if you need any support.
So my name is Kelsey Woodford. I am one of the associate directors at the financial aid office for the Graduate Center. So the Graduate Center, we process and handle all the financial aid for the School of Labor and Urban Studies. Yeah, so like I mentioned, SLU falls under the Graduate Center in terms of financial aid processes. And so we're really here to assist with kind of any of your financial aid. So what we're here to do is we handle the federal financial aid. So if you are interested in that, you would want to file a FAFSA application. You want to note that you're going to use the school code for the Graduate Center, not the School of Labor and Urban Studies, because that won't come up. So you're searching for the Graduate Center. So we process and handle all federal and state financial aid. We also post the SLU scholarships to your student account. We make sure the financial aid pays to your student bill. We also host financial literacy sessions once a month, and those you can find on our website under the events page. And we also verify student aid if that's required for your union reimbursements. So we are hosting 2 financial aid orientation sessions for any students that are interested over Zoom next week. In those sessions, I'll get into more of the nuts and bolts of how financial aid works, what's available to students, what you'll be needing to qualify for any federal aid. So we'll have one on Monday at 5 p.m. as well as next Thursday at noon, and you can register on these Zoom links, as well as that information is also on our website, and I believe that they have it in a SLU handout. But yeah, that's all from financial aid. So now the bursar. Oh, also, we're in person Monday through Thursday. 9 to 5, and then we are virtual on Fridays. The best way to reach out to us would be via email, but we also have an online chat. You can also call us. We encourage appointments, but walk-ins are also welcome. Okay, so now that's everything from financial aid. So
Awesome.
now it's
Thank you, Kelsey. Could you just hit next whenever I say so, please? Thanks. Just back to the first one, please. My name is Agustin. I'm the Student Financials Coordinator with the Office of Students Accounts. We manage all tuition charges, payments, as well as your student account information. We're here to help with students, staff, and outside organizations with friendly and efficient service. Our department oversees the cashier's office, bursar operations, and scholarships. Next slide, please. I'm here to give you a quick overview of what the Office of Student Accounts does and how we can help you. We handle tuition bills, student fees, and other charges, and generate your tuition statements. We also manage both in-person and online payment systems. If your tuition is being paid by a union, employer, partner program, or external scholarship, we apply those credits to your tuition statement and work with those sponsors to obtain payment on your behalf. In addition, we process refunds, investigate rejection payments or missing refunds, validate financial data on your IRS Form 1098-T, and work with you to manage past due accounts and create an action plan. Our team processes scholarships, grants, stipends, and emergency funds. We also support access to the SLU Scholarship Manager system and help you apply for scholarships. So whether you need help with paying tuitions, applying for SLU scholarships, or managing refunds, our office is here to support you. Next, please. Oh, sorry, can you go ahead and move? I sort of also covered this one already, as we said before. And yes, so here's our cashier. At the cashier's office, you can make a payment. We accept personal checks, money orders, and tuition vouchers. Please note that we don't accept cash on campus, as we are a cashless campus. Be sure to have your Employed ID and a copy of your student ID or government-issued photo ID with you. You can also obtain a printed copy of your tuition statement or 1098-T here, ask questions about your bill, go over your account status, or check for a refund. You can also submit checks, money orders, and tuition voucher payments to our drop-off service box after hours on the 19th floor. Tuition vouchers can also be emailed to us. PDF, pictures, and images are not accepted. Next, please. Tuition is due by the first day of the semester for regular academic sessions, and the deadline is August 28th for the 12-week session, and is September 19th for the shorter session. Please note that CUNY First may display a tuition date based on your enrollment period. The date in the system is generated and used by institutions to drop registration for non-payment. Since SLU does not cancel registrations for non-payment, I'll say that again, since SLU does not cancel registrations for non-payment at this time, the actual tuition date due is the first official day of the semester. You can disregard any earlier due dates indicated in the system. You can just pay your tuition by credit, debit, or e-check, personal check or money order, payment plans, vouchers, SLU scholarships, federal or state aid, and veteran tuition benefits. Students must drop their course before the first official day of the semester to avoid tuition charges. That's August 27th for the regular session and September 18th for the 12-week session. Students who would drop on or after the first day, August 28th for regular academic sessions, or September 19th for the 12-week sessions, will be charged 25 to 100% tuition cost depending on date of withdrawal. Please consult the academic calendar and/or important dates for more details. Next, please. And claim your scholarship manager account and submit your SLU scholarship application by September 3rd. Your username is your Employed ID, your student ID number, and notifications of awards or non-awards will be sent to your campus email. SLU scholarships will appear on your CUNY First tuition statement until the application season concludes, which is typically after the late registration period for the semester. Although your scholarship may not be reflected immediately, you are still required to pay out-of-pocket costs by the due date. To determine your out-of-pocket costs, compare your tuition statement with your scholarship offer listed in this portal. Be sure to identify the terms of your scholarship was awarded, as awards are semester specific, and if you need assistance in determining out-of-pocket costs, please contact us. Scholarships will appear on your CUNY First tuition statement as anticipated aid and remain in the status until they are authorized for disbursement. Please allow up to 30 days for authorization for your scholarship to be fully dispersed. No further action is required on your part. And yeah, that breaks down practically what we do over here at Office of Student Accounts. And we'll be glad to answer any questions you have at the end Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Augustine and Kelsey. I just want to let our students know you don't have to remember all of those. There are a lot of information. They will be all made available to you. So if anything they did not mention, any other questions that you have or anything you want to clarify, please ask them. Yep, about 3 minutes with them, and then they will be switching rooms. So,
I don't know. They put us here.
office, we get our IT guys. There you go. They are my neighbors. So here you go. You can hear from them. Tariq, take away.
Oh, Kelvin has it.
Yeah, yep. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah,
Got it,
I
right.
believe so.
Got it, right. So let's get this started. Starting the timer now. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to our SLU orientation. My name is Kelvin, and I'm joined here with my colleague Tariq and our CIO Jeff Rickman. All three of us work at the IT department. I will be quickly covering all of the main IT resources that are available to you. Since we have only 9 minutes to go through this presentation, I ask that you write down and save your questions towards the end of the student orientation. Now, I arrange these goals based of what I think how often the average student access a technology resource from top to bottom, but we also recognize that everyone's techniques are different. I also uploaded a copy of our PowerPoint presentation in the Zoom chat. You do not have to follow it along while I am presenting, but I do hope that it serves some sort of a cheat sheet for all of the common technology resources available to you here at SLU. So the first thing I want to cover is how to log into your CUNY First, Brightspace, and Blackboard, because this is what you will be doing a lot. And it is your main account for everything you need to do here in CUNY, whether it is verifying and updating your personal information, enrolling and completing your course assignments, uploading important documents to the registrar and bursar, such as like your immunization documents. And I encourage you to explore your CUNY First account to see what options are available to you so that you know where to go for when you need to find out additional information or when you need to submit additional documents. And another very important information is where to find your 8-digit student MPO ID number, because one of the first things that we will ask, whether it's the registrar, bursar, IT, or advisor, anyone, is what is your 8-digit MPO ID number? Because it's going to help us locate your account very quickly without having to ask for more personal details to help verify who you are and to save more time. And you can find your 8-digit MPO ID number by logging into your CUNY First account, click on Student Center, and then you will see the number on your profile tile icon. The next is how to access your student email in your favorite web browser. Go to office.com, click on Sign In, and here is where you will enter the provided student email credentials that was sent to your preferred email or when you first completed your CUNY applications. Now, your student email is very similar to your CUNY First username, except that instead of at login.cuny.edu, it's going to be at slu3.cuny.edu. And when you get to the next page, you will be prompted to set up your multi-factor authentication, also known as two-factor authentication. This is an extra layer of security to help protect your accounts against malicious hackers that are trying to get into your account. And it's a common security measure used by all banking companies. So you have 3 different options to set up your MFA method. You can either do text, call, or the Microsoft Authenticator app. Do note that if you want to do it via the Authenticator app, please be sure to install the application before you get to this step, or else you will be stuck in kind of like a limbo, in which case you will need to reach out to us to help you get to the next page. And once you sign into your Office 365 account, you will come across your dashboard, which will look similar like this. Here is where you can access your Word, your Excel, PowerPoint, and most importantly, your student email. Please note that all important campus emails, such as from the registrar, bursar, financial aid, IT, et cetera, get sent to your student email. So be sure to check it very so often. And on the off chance that you do not see your student email there is a chance that you may have logged in with the wrong account. To verify, click on your initials at the top right corner of the screen to see which emails you have logged into. And some of the common issues that we have seen with this is that we've seen students had accidentally logged in with their CUNY First credentials, or they had logged into their personal or work email account. So just make sure you're logged into the right account. Now, to find out what other Office 365 applications are available to you, you can click on the dots at the top left corner of the page, and there it will list all of the 365 applications that are available to you. You can also download and install your own copy of Office 365 on up to 5 personal devices. Just click on Install Office, and click on Office 365 apps, and then follow the instructions from there, and you can install it on up to 5 devices. And if you ever need to reset your student email password, send us an email to our service desk along with your student email and your 8-digit MPO ID number so that we can quickly look up your account and send you a new password. Now, you also have access to the Graduate Center online library where you can access all the journal, article, database, newspaper, etc. So you can Google the Graduate Center online library or click on the link there. And as soon as you try to access any of the resources, you will be prompted to sign in either with your CUNY First credentials when you click on the top link, or your GC Network account, the bottom link. We will be sending you your GC Network account information during the first week of the fall semester to your student email, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. CUNY is also a participant of EduRoam, which is a worldwide hotspot service created in Europe that is designed for the international research and academic community. With your CUNY First credentials, you can sign in at any participating educational and research institutions at their hotspot. Just look for EduRoam on your Wi-Fi network list. There is a one-time setup, so I recommend clicking on the link on the slide there, or search CUNY EduRoam to search for instructions on how to set it up on your personal device. Now, you can so here's our student Wi-Fi information. You can find this posted up in our classrooms and bulletin boards. And our student lab is located on the 19th floor for when you need to print out your documents. When you start printing your documents, wait a few seconds for the pop-up on the right to show up, and that's where you'll enter your MPO ID number to print. When you enter it correctly, you should hear the printer start printing your documents. Now, if you encounter an error message that says that the user account is not found or not registered, let us know and we'll double check that you're in there. We also have a laptop loaner program for students who need to borrow a laptop to use at home. We have an iPod, a basic Windows 11 laptop, and a statistic Windows 11 laptop, and are loaned out on a first come, first served basis. Please note that these laptops can only be borrowed on a semester by semester basis, and they must be returned by the end of the due date, or else your CUNY First account will automatically get charged with a late fee. So be sure to return it by the late fee to avoid that. Now, CUNY also offers a virtual desktop application called Portal, where you can access all these statistics software all in your web browser with just your CUNY First credentials. To access it, you just go to cuny.portal.com, click on any of the applications on the website, or click on whichever one that you will be using for your class, and sign and wait a few minutes for your profile to get set up. This is a great resource for those who need instant access to statistics software, especially if like their computer is not powerful enough to run those, and that you don't have to pay or install these softwares to get access to them. Do note that data is not saved within the virtual desktop, so be sure to save it to your local USB drive or email it to yourself. So when you log in, it would basically look like that, a computer, but in your web browser. And if there's one important slide that I highly recommend of making note of are these 3 different accounts, because these 3 different accounts, you will be using them often, and they all give different access to different sources that you will be needing. And finally, here is our service desk information. We're open from Monday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. at night when classes are over, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that is the end of my slide. So if you have any questions, please save them towards the end and we'll get back to you. With that said,
Thank you, Calvin
I'm
and Tariq. We are actually
Yep,
right
over the
on
night.
time.
Nice,
So thank
good.
you so
Timed it.
much. So you will have options to ask them questions at the end. So please save them. And again, all these slides, these will be shared as well. And again, just go to SLU IT Service website. You will find all this information as well.
So we'll take some time to move you into breakout rooms. Please join the breakout room.
Good afternoon.
Important to review the academic calendar. Now, 97% of you said that is absolutely false, and you are correct. It is very important to review the academic calendar because you want it to coincide with your personal life, your daily life. And lastly, the IT service desk, which everyone got correct, is where you learn more about the SLU Laptop Loaner Program. The IT service desk is located on the 18th floor, so if you have questions regarding that program, in addition to other questions, by all accounts, go on the 18th floor and ask away. And I just want to sort of orate what Patrick said in the chat, which is if you missed the last full presentation, we have recorded the sessions and we'll be sharing with everyone in the next few days. So thank you so much for your patience, and we truly apologize that it was cut a little short. So now that we've got that completed, I'm now going to introduce Momita Zabir, who is our Instructional Services Technology Manager. And what Momita will be discussing today is SLU's transition from the Brightspace, or from Blackboard to Brightspace, as well as a very important training that all students are required to complete, which is called SPARC, S-P-A-R-C. So hopefully you all get a chance to learn more about these programs, and I am going to hand it over to Momita.
Hi everyone, welcome. I think interacted with 1/3 of you. So for the rest of you, my name is Momita Jabir. I'm the Academic Technology Manager for SLU. So give me my presentation, and I will be talking about our learning management system, which currently we have 2 systems since we are transitioning. So give me one more second. Let me know if you all can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So as right at this moment, we actually have 2 different systems. One is Brightspace and one is Blackboard. Both of them are learning management system that is used by the institution to administer courses as well as training. So CUNY is going through a transition period. We had Blackboard for almost 15 years, but we are now going into Brightspace. So as of summer 2024, SLU has successfully transitioned to Brightspace. So all your academic courses are going to be using Brightspace. However, we did transition, but our trainings that are required are still using our old system, Blackboard. So that's why for the time being, we need to know how to access them both. Okay, so how do you access it, right? So for both system, you need your CUNY first username and password, right? So you need your CUNY login credential. That is your first name dot last name, 2 numbers at login.cuny.edu. So easiest way to access, if you go to cuny.edu, click on login, and you will see Brightspace/Blackboard. And of course, if you are looking to see your courses, you click on Brightspace, use your CUNY first username and password. Or if you are going to do the trainings, then you click on Blackboard and then enter your username and password. I have the direct URL as well. Again, you don't have to remember, this presentation would be shared so you can access those information there as well. So here, how they look. It looks busy. So if you can focus on your left, this is the Brightspace, our new learning management system looks like. You will go in, you will see our SLU logo, a beautiful banner hosting our dean. And then all your courses will be here. You can find them, as well as your announcement will be listed on the right of the screen as well. This also important. This gives you access to your recently accessed courses. And of course, as I always recommend, if you're using your system on a public computer, always remember to log out. And that button would be after you click on your profile picture, and then that information will appear. So on the right of your screen would be Blackboard. So once you log in, again, with your CUNY username and password, this is what it would look like. However, it will default to courses, but you have to go to organizations to do your trainings. As Rukia mentioned, the Sparks and all those trainings, those are required. Those will be in Blackboard for the time being. And again, you will be notified when they move to Brightspace as well. But those trainings, even though they are trainings, it will be fall under organization. So I'll remember that. It will be already listed, but if you don't see it, you can always search as well. After that, so I have I have created a checklist for you to do. Again, this will be shared. So if you have not logged in to Brightspace yet, I would highly recommend to log in to Brightspace. Again, you can learn about how it works. There is a course there. Again, it's all linked and would be shared. You can also explore the Brightspace student resources on the SLU website. As well as I would recommend change your profile and notification settings to customize that your own, right? So if you don't want to get emails about every single things that is going on Brightspace, I would highly recommend that you change the notification settings by your choice. And also preparing for classes, right? As I mentioned that we call it waffle icon. You can click on the waffle icon to see your courses, as well as I highly recommend that you download the Brightspace Pulse app, right? So if you on your iPhone or Android, if you have a smartphone, download this app and that will make your life a lot easier. You can track deadlines, you can quickly check grades and stuff like that. And also there would be, if there is any notification, this notification bell icon will have a tiny orange dot next to it. You can click on it and also see that. So now when to reach out for help, right? So if you cannot access Brightspace, right, that means your university username and password is not working. So I would recommend that you contact our IT service desk on the 18th floor, email, phone, or stop by. If you don't see your courses in Brightspace, right, even though you are registered for courses, reach out to your instructor when classes begin, because they may choose not to use Brightspace. And if they choose not to, then they will not be on Brightspace. Again, they may use a different platform as well, or may choose to not use any learning management system. So please remember that. And there is a number also. Again, you don't have to note it down. It will be all shared. So this is a CUNY dedicated number. You can call them 24/7 for any support you need for Brightspace, as well as once you log into Brightspace, it actually has a virtual assistant. So you can also ask questions there. How do I post, how do I submit my assignment? And it will give you the steps of how to do those things as well. So it's very, very interactive as well, the system. So with that said, that's it. And I will stop my presentation and I will answer any questions that you may have. May not too many, but I'll definitely answer if we have time.
Are there any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
So if you've already registered for classes, oh, there is a question that I am already registered for my classes, but they are not in Brightspace or Blackboard. They will not be in Blackboard. They will be in Brightspace. However, it's up to the professor to make them active, right? So you don't see them because they haven't activated the course yet. Okay, so I see another question from Stephen. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, about the SPARC, that training, that's about sexual, behavior in the workplace and whatever. I just did that with my job. do I still need, if I have the certificate from the city or the state, I still have to do your same training?
I think Rukia, would you?
Answer. Let me take that. Yes, you will still need to complete it. All new CUNY students must complete it unless you've completed it at another CUNY campus. So yes, you will have to.
No, it's for a city job. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So Jason, if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
2 questions. Since I didn't realize that I could get a loan at that fast, I just bought a cheap computer, but it has to you know, do its thing before I can open it. And if a computer has only 4 gigabytes, is it powerful enough for Brightspace?
Yes, it's all web-based. So you only need a computer with a browser and internet access. That's all you
And
need. You
one
don't need
last
anything else.
Question related to this to the last question that the previous person had asked. Every time I'm in Lehman, and every time I'm in a school, we have to do the sexual harassment thing. But when I go into Brightspace, there's no classes. When will the sexual harassment thing be available? I didn't see it there.
The trainings are still in Blackboard. So they have not moved those trainings from Blackboard to Brightspace yet. So for those trainings, you are still going to access Blackboard. They will be moved soon. We don't have the date yet. It might be spring, it might be summer, but for the time being, for those training, if you are getting emails that you have to take the trainings, go access Blackboard, click on organization, and those courses will be listed there.
Oh, but here's the thing. Since I'm in Lehman, and I don't see any SLU stuff in the Blackboard, would that go to Lehman or you? How do I get it to go to you?
Once your affiliation is set, click on organization. You should see the course for SLU. If again, 2024-25 courses, training courses has not been launched yet. Maybe that is the reason you have not seen it. If you already done it for 2023-2024, that's why you are probably not seeing the SLU courses. But once the course trainings launch, for the time being, all the trainings will be in Blackboard, and in future, all trainings and everything will be in Brightspace. But as of now, trainings, Blackboard, if you don't see it, that means those are not launched yet. All courses in Brightspace.
Okay, hey. Let me just check. Your sound is off.
Sorry, there was another question. What is the purpose of transitioning between 2 systems? So we had Blackboard for a long time, and so it was there are a lot of things was not worked as learning management system supposed to. So Brightspace, it's very accessible. And also again very easy to use. For those reasons, CUNY has moved from, again, this is not a SLU decision, this was a CUNY central office decision, has decided to move on from Blackboard to Brightspace. But since CUNY is 25 schools in one, 25 campuses in one school, so it's doing the transition in phases. So SLU was phase 1, so we are lucky to be already in Brightspace, but a lot of other schools are already also, again, transitioning now. So I will stop now. Again, any other questions? I will put my email address there as well. Feel free to ask me. Feel free to ask the IT service desk as well. And again, the presentation will be shared so that you have all the resources as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Momita.